Is it live? Okay, we're live. Um, another week of looking at charts because I'm not a trading millionaire yet. Um, yeah. So this week, well, first gotta look at last week. Oh, and just noticed it's been 2,202 days since my first trade. So the counter keeps going. So that's like what, 6 years? Which is why I'm not overly enthusiastic with doing this. Like, enthusiasm died at year 3, I think. When that's like after year 3 is like, okay, shit. Like, I'm probably gonna have to put in a lot more effort and focus and dedication and discipline and all that stuff to make this possible, to make this my lifestyle. And along the way, the goal changed. Like, being able to trade from anywhere is cool, but like being able to make money without having to push a button is even cooler. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Anyway, let me stop talking about my feelings and talk about why you're probably here, which is to look at charts and know where they're gonna go. So first things first, we start with the economic calendar. As we can see, next week is going to have not so very much news. We'll have news on Monday, like red folder news. I'm talking about Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And this is only USD news. Why USD news? Because pretty much all the pairs that I trade are linked with the USD. Yes, I have Euro USD, which means I should be following the Euro. And that's pretty much it. But I don't feel like it's necessary because pretty much everything runs on USD. Does that mean there's a potential for me to get caught offside? Yes, there is a potential for me to get caught offside if I don't look at the Euro. So what we'll do is apply a filter for Euro. And you can see in the morning, there's going to be some Euro news on Monday. And that's about it. And then they shift daylight savings at the end of this month. Apart from that, like, if we're really going to be honest about it, that's London session, New York session, New York session. That's all we have to worry about really for the upcoming week. Let's see what the metals calendar does. So let's filter. I have no idea what any of this stuff is, so I'm just gonna keep on the red folder. Same thing Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Those are the 3 main days with high volatility this week that maybe you want to pay attention on what the chart's going to do. So you can see here my watch list has changed again. Now I have, how many pairs is this? 8, which is too many for me, honestly. Like, I'd like it to just be 6. I would remove these 2 and UK oil. But it's weird that we have both UK and US oil, even though they look so similar. Like, did I even change anything? And look at that. And look at that. It's pretty much the same chart. But yeah, we'll have a look at all of these things, and then from there we'll figure out if we're gonna be bullish or bearish in the upcoming weeks. Let's just start with gold. Gold last week was bearish. I don't remember what I said about what it's gonna be like last week. I honestly don't remember. But we had a bullish week. Actually, we had a bullish week. That was the daily chart. That's why I looked at it like that. So we had a bullish week on gold, where we created another all-time high, backing us to make another all-time high next week. Well, maybe we might have a retracement first before that. Why? Because if you noticed, there's a fair value gap that formed here. At the same time, structure broke. Let's get this so you can get more screen. Let's get even more screen. Okay, we have a fair value gap here to the upside. Month. So this is the first trading of the month. So the month is entirely has been bullish. Can kind of next week's the last week, yeah, and then this week starts April. So yeah, could have a retracement into here before we continue higher, or we could run the high and then come back lower. So at this point in time, to be honest, I'm not sure. Oh, this needs to change. Why is this like this? Because I thought it was going to be bearish, but we traded through it. So that gets shifted to there. And a potential magnet for price to want to come back to down to these levels. However, we're going to take this at the high. What the actual fuck is that? That's from the lower time frames. So we grab this. As you can see, the old high, this high comes in at 5497.56. So there is a potential for coming back into that main threshold in the upcoming week, and from there we could have another all-time high, or we could just have another all-time high altogether and continue into this third extension level and have a full extension. That's gonna be cool. Either way, I would say I'm still bullish gold. Maybe bearish, a little bit bearish next week for the first day, or bullish for the first day. Yeah, bearish for the first day and then bullish going forward. Why? Because oh, this is interesting. So this is what happened. We have a fair value gap here, which we traded into but closed above, which now gives me more belief that we're gonna go to the upside next tomorrow. If we're not gonna come down and fill this, then we're definitely going up to make a new all-time high. Bias for gold is still bullish so far. Yeah, it's the only level of sell side we have. Buy sides. This was swept. I mean, ran. Send that into the end of the month. It's not gonna get hit. This can come off. Another fair value gap. Like a couple bunch of fair value gaps down here now have been traded into. Yeah, but bullish gold. Unless we close below the midpoint of this gap, then we're probably going to retrace deeper into here. If not, if we continue higher, like we close above the midpoint for this gap next week, like on Monday, then you can expect bullish prices to continue. That is gold. Let's go to euro dollar. Euro dollar was bearish last week. We went higher than this buy side liquidity the previous week, so this rejection block's invalid. But if we look, why is there M30 sell side liquidity on this time frame? Okay. Another level of sell side over here. This is the monthly candle, so there's 1, 2, 3 for the month. With respect to this, let me just update this so it looks like the other ones. I might have to update and save this to make it look like the other ones. Let's see what happens if I do this. This might be longer than than last week. Funny thing is, I didn't feel like doing this one like before I started streaming because I have 0 viewers, and also because I just didn't feel like it. Ah, see that OCD shit, bro. Fuck, there we go. So what happened is they've traded into fair value gaps, but they have not closed above the mean threshold of these gaps. They did tap into this other gap over here, which also happens to be a break of structure gap, because we have this level here, which is just literally not considered on the way up. Okay, so because we failed to close, we sought liquidity the first time and the second time, and this made a higher high, we could see price going up bullishly to complete forming a swing high before we start a bearish decline in the next month. So next week I'm seeing bullish euro dollar. I should probably write this down somewhere so that next week I remember what my predictions were. So gold, I would say 75 bullish, 25% bearish on gold for the week. Euro USD, I'm bullish, like just from this side, it's like 85% bullish. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh, now that's bearish, man. That is a very bearish looking chart. Extend this into next week. So we see what happens here. Here we trade above this for America, but this one up here gets respected. Form a new high. It's at the top of this swing expansion. Probably gonna have a retracement lower, so at this point it is looking quite bearish for euro dollar. So I'm gonna change that. Next week I'm bearish euro dollar. I don't see us coming back into anything over here. We just had a high sweep of liquidity order block. No fair value gap though, so this could just be manipulation. I'm saying words that I've heard people say, and hopefully they mean something to you also. So yeah, and have this stuff on the south side. That's been closed, bro. So it is looking quite bearish from here. Like run, break of structure. We don't have a gap yet. That's my only concern is we don't have like a fair value gap showing that we really want to go lower, which means that it could also just be consolidating within a range. Okay. Let's go back. This is the daily chart. 20, 40, 60 should be all the way here. Tuesday 8, why are you here? Probably use this for something else. But anyway, so 60 days looks like we're already around the high for 20 days, so very likely gonna go back to the low, which is actually down here, but it's also liquidity over here. Yeah, we took out external range and we're heading into internal range. But okay, so gun to my head, if I had to pick one thing to happen on this pair next week, I would be expecting price to trade into this, and then from here we'll figure out if we're gonna get a reversal to go higher or we're gonna retrace and then continue lower. So that's what I'm seeing. Gap here. Why not undo the delete on that? So I could use the same gap. To here, this up to here, and then put that thing properly. So yeah. Ah, my back. Been hunched over a screen for way too long. Yeah. So I'm seeing bearishness into here. Like maybe a slight retracement higher on the lower time frame and then push, or we could have just continuation into somewhere here. But this is like 1007 next week. I'm saying, oh, that's 100 pips. Yeah, we could have 100 pip drop next week at some point. Next, US oil. Start of the weekly charts. This monthly level looks like it's being respected. Of course, I probably have to go to the monthly chart to confirm that, but yeah. This month has just decided to say fuck you to this order block, and we're moving with this breaker block here. Two levels of sell side swept, and then prices coming back to close within the range. Could see some expansion to the upside. Because then what's that? We had a high and a low, so this is the range. We took out buy side, came in with sell side, so next is going to be expansion to the upside. Is what I'm expecting to see. It's not necessary. This is what is going to happen. We see we had OTE. This was the range. We retraced the OTE and then we pushed lower, but we failed to go below this area. Means that there's a good chance we could be going higher. So next week, after sweeping the first time, the second time, closing within the range, and now we made a gap over here. Yeah. So this is invalid. Take this off. Push there. Maybe use this. No, because we shot below there, so it doesn't count. Anyway, basically what happened is this. We've had liquidity swept twice here and 3 times here. So what am I seeing? I am seeing that price is going to push higher, maybe to this imbalance. Yeah, what do you know? There's another imbalance right here. That is a near-term target. So next week I'm seeing bullish prices on oil. Let me write that down. Okay, so I said euro, dollar, and bearish. Yeah, change that. Why aren't you looking at the DXY? Because I don't want to look at the DXY. Like, yes, it affects correlation, all that stuff, dollar index, da da da, but to be honest, it's not really necessary to look at it in order for you to come to a trading decision that's going to be profitable. Oil. US oil. Bullish. Look at the daily chart just to confirm. See areas that we could be trading into. So this is probably referring to here. It's called Thursday. This is referring to here. This is crazy because I would have done this. Yeah. Close below this level means I'm still looking at bearish prices, and then here it closes above, almost above, where it engulfs against this candle pretty much. So I'm like, okay, bearish, and then this one comes down, so it's like, okay, consolidation. And then we have a break to the upside, come back to here. This is invalid, so we get to move it and use it somewhere else. Okay. What about here? Why here? Because sweep of liquidity, and then this is pretty much an order block. Which was respected quite nicely in the previous trading week. What do we have here? Oh fuck, I hate it when it does this. Here we have this imbalance, which we saw price close above on Thursday, and then Friday rejected it again after we traded into this fair value gap here. See? Opening 68499 484849. So this was a bearish candle. So we haven't traded in any higher from there, but also we do have this gap that we've recently formed. Could see price retrace into here before pushing to the upside. And that's what I see. Is this really 20 days, man? 10 bars, you see? 25 April. You know what though? So this one's just gotta go. I don't remember what I was using it for, but yeah. So this is bullish price action, if you ask me. We're gonna go, what's the high of the last 20 days? Here. It's the low of the last, we've taken out the low of the last 60 days. Which means this is our range from here to here. If we could do that quickly. Premium discount, so it's premium, it's gonna trade into a discount, and then gonna trade higher into premium. So yeah, that's the target for next week. Framework for next week is seeing oil do something like that. I don't know, maybe this will instill more confidence in the trader who wishes to copy what ideas I'm presenting. Is this an exact science? No, but it's like a 1-to-1. Ratio is 1-to-6 roughly. You could always reduce your stop loss to make it a better risk to reward. That is US oil. I'm gonna go to UK oil and it's probably looking the exact same. So with this one, because I don't think I've ever used this chart. I've never used this chart before. How can you know? Because there are no drawings. Look, across the board here. There's no fucking drawings. Never used this chart before. So what am I gonna do? Let's take it from the weekly. I'm not gonna do too much crazy markup. Just try and figure out what this level is. See here we have a nice order block. Fantastic. We have this liquidity that was swept. here. That is what I'm seeing on the weekly chart of UK oil. Okay, so for us to do this lower low, lower low. Yeah, we're going up, boy. We're going up, boys and gals. Uh, okay, it's working again. Yeah, man, that's some things you guys don't have to deal with if you don't live in Africa, bro. Like, try trading when the power cuts happen, bro. Haven't set your stop loss, yeah. You haven't set a take profits. You're just praying that, market makers move it in your direction. Or you scrambling to get some data and a charger or whatever it is, right? Or you could just sit out on the sidelines and not trade at all. Save yourself the stress. But yeah, who am I to tell you what to do with your account and money? And time in particular. So just like we had in the other one on US oil, order block here after sweep of liquidity. Oh, wait, look at that. Look at that. I think I'm finally gonna understand S&T from by using these two charts. Like I could have done silver and gold, GU and EU, these two oil ones, three, the three indices. That's how many pairs already? That's 9. Bitcoin 10 with Ethereum 11. That's too many charts for me, man. Like everybody's like, there was a time when I really wanted to be good at forex, but the returns of it versus being good at gold is unmatched. So I'd rather just have one chart and focus on gold. But sometimes gold isn't always gonna give like fantastic setups. So you might want to look elsewhere if you're really strapped to make money for that day and you don't want to sit on your hands. So that's why it's good to have multiple pairs. However, if it really came down to it, I would trade only gold. That'd be the only pair I trade. All between gold and VIX 75. The thing I like about VIX 75 is it's 24/7, 365. Gold shuts down on the weekends. Gold is affected by political stuff and all those things, but VIX 75 is just pure charts. An opinion of mine for those who are listening. Right, so we're done with here. What is going on here? This is US 30. Okay, let's start on the weekly. So this was last week. We had an inside week because this boy, I didn't update these last week, by the way, because we had this close below this fair value gap, which means this fair value gap became invalid. This was not properly optimized. You know what, I want to change this for all of them, so bear with me. Ish. I have to actually go the long way. I don't know if I saved it, but I'm gonna save it now. This has been traded through, so it's irrelevant. This. When things are not instantaneous. This has also been traded through, so it's irrelevant also. And this is what we have. Oh, we actually tapped into here, eh? 299. Bit much. Oh, wrong side. This is where the confusions begin. Very good chance of coming back into somewhere here before pushing higher. Okay, so this is the fair value gap that you want marked out on your charts. Yes, I'm gonna pale because we've already traded into it the first time, so I'm just gonna make it like a little dimmer than the one that has still valid. Ooh, this is monthly sell side, goes below it, but this is the month 1, 2, 3. So I'm seeing price bullish going into there next week. US 30, okay. UK oil, let me write these down. UK oil, also bullish. And then I forgot to tell you about the SMT. Like, yeah, let me, let me. This is my ADHD brain does, man. Forgot to tell you about SMT. So what you see here is we have a higher low. As you can see, the way this boy is tilted, it's tilted upwards. That means we have a higher low. This is on US oil. And then if we drop to UK oil, we also have a higher low, which means that these two pairs are in agreement that, you know what, let's do some higher prices in the near future. Oh, it's too close. So you would do that. Okay, so with that, I just literally have a round number. Let's just anchor it to the low here. Something like that. So yeah, that's what I see about SMT. And then now we're on daily chart. If you remember what the weekly chart looks like we've closed below monthly sell side. We've been bearish. We just look like we've dipped into two order blocks. Might come back up into there before we continue lower, or we might come back into this gap over here. Unlikely to come back all the way up here before pushing lower, but what else? Let's do this for a second. This is the range. Where's my fib? Show me the fib. Okay, can't use that like that. Boing. So this is what happened. Extended lower, and then we had what? We had a lower low before retracing into the mean threshold equilibrium. So then we made another swing low. Okay, this is the Wachimahoo OTE plus this for value gap. Mark it out just so you can see it better. OTE plus this for value gap. This would have made me very uneasy because of closing above here, right? And then this like spike like that all the way up. But what does that tell me? It tells me that this 102, 105, that we had a rejection block over here. Okay, have a rejection block over here, followed by an order block, followed by fair value gap, etc., all the way down to the matrix. If that's the high, then where's the low? My best bet is that the low is somewhere here, because this is somewhere that liquidity was taken out. Yes, this is a single low, but remember this is a weekly candle, so this could very much well be the range, the actual range of things. See, that would make sense why we would bounce over there, because OTE and all that good stuff. Also, this is like a one extension for this price action that we've had recently. So we haven't had a retracement. Like this was a retracement, then we push lower. We might come back to equilibrium, maybe not. Continue lower, because this should be like a 20 or 30 extension, whatever it is. Yeah, another thing I would maybe wanna look at, this would be from a lower time frame perspective though, is that the equilibrium's over here, so we could have a retracement into OTE, and then like OTE somewhere here, and then push lower. So next week we would like to see some bullishness. At the very least, you don't want to see us come below the midpoint of this candle. If we close below the midpoint of this candle, for example, or close above, like if we just tap into the midpoint and then push higher, and this is a likely target. So remove that also, and drop to the daily charts. What we see in the daily chart, this is traded through, so it needs to be recycled. Quick. This was engulfed, becomes an order block, extend it out into time. See, this is the thing, like when it doesn't look super clean like the way I want it to, and then you just start forcing things by like moving this up here, even though this was the actual order block. So basically it's like this. Order block gets retested, price continues higher. And then there's a tiny ass gap. This is irrelevant, so I'm gonna reuse this. 250, let's call it 280. Yeah. Tiny little cap over there. Very easy to miss. Oh, imbalance. It's not even just like a regular gap. It's an imbalance that got traded into. So you see, you shouldn't force PD raise. You should just actually trade the PD raise that are there. Because if you start forcing things, that's when you start seeing things that aren't on the chart and claiming that, you know, things don't work or this and that. And in fact, you just used it wrong. How many times have you complained about your phone not being able to do something only to find out that it can because you just didn't know how to use that thing that you're looking for? Another one we have is this gap here, which so far is being respected on this time frame, but on the time frame above or time frame below, we've definitely had several closes in that area. So that would be my best bet. Is after this we'd probably have another dip into somewhere here, which would be the midpoint of this, or we could run into here. But basically this would be a turning point. If we close above here, then we're likely to go higher. If we close, tap into it and then come back, then we could go lower. That is US 30. What's next is this is S&P 500. Start at the weekly chart. What do we see? On below the low the last 60 days, so we are in bear market. This was the range from here to here. At buy side, liquidity was swept, as you can see, and then we have a fair value gap here. Oh, that was nice. Expecting a retracement into back into here at some point in the future. I can't tell you exactly when, but just expecting price to retrace higher all the way to here for a proper push lower, because even if we were to use OTE, perfectly aligns everything with OTE, so I am quite bearish on this pair. How far we could go, maybe all the way to down here. I mean, what's wrong with them stimulating a market crash just so that they could buy more at lower prices? I don't know. But the signs are here. Signs are here. What would cause something like this for price to come back and sweep this liquidity and maybe trade into this order block so that they could recapitalize their orders? I don't fucking know. I'm no political analyst nor market guru. I'm just a dude who draws on charts on YouTube. But that is something interesting to look out for. So let's compare this with EQ. So we had, was there a monthly sell side over there? Let's look at the month. There's no monthly sell side over there. Anyway, let's look at the week and then the day. Okay, so similar situation, made a low. Okay, so this was a low and then a higher low, lower low, higher low, but basically higher low. And we have this order of blocks, order of blockage, which the mean threshold was respected quite fantastically. And we also have a gap over here, which they call imbalance. Likely to see the price trade into this level in the upcoming week, so therefore I am bullish on this pair. See? What would be a good entry? A good entry would be if we revisited this one last time and then went all the way to up here. So like 600. Okay, let's go 600. Simple 1 to 2. Something like that. And then ES lower low, higher low. Can't make it up. That's how I learn SMT. So there it is. See, there and there. Damn it. See, lower low. And here we have a higher low. A crack in correlation. I'm not sure what happens after that, but at least I'm able to see it now. So this would be the same order block. I know we haven't looked at the weekly chart, but it's fairly similar to the last two indices that we looked at. The only difference with this one is that it's just been hovering, so we can expect it to come and sweep these lows next week before going higher. And what's the target? The target would be here. So similar situation to NQ. I would want my entry to be here. You can use the low of the order block as a stop loss, and then target over here as take profit. You could refine this a little bit by bringing it up to here, and then you have roughly 2.5R. Okay, adjust this. Roughly 2.5R to see price go higher. Okay. Last one. Okay, let's just look at the weekly chart just for completeness sake. Yeah, this was not going on properly. See, we tapped into monthly level and then inside week did see expansion to here, possibly all the way back here, because similar situation with OTE. We had buy side swept, fair value gap, break of structure, price runs lower, come back to here, maybe this gap, and then continue pushing lower. So how far low is going? We're probably gonna come back into this area because NQ is more exaggerated than ES is. That's why NQ looks like it's gonna go a lot further, but if you take it relatively, it's probably to the same area. So like here, and then this, roughly, man. So you see lower high, higher high, higher high. I can see the SMT, I just don't use it for entry confirmations. Now let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin respected the mean threshold of this weekly fair value gap, which I'm gonna change to look like the other ones because uniformity, man. That's what I don't want to say too much on that. So what have we had here? We've had a higher high, made a range, made a new range, but now we have a swing low confirming that this is a range. So what we're gonna do is pull this swing from here. I'm gonna adjust visibility settings because OTE doesn't play that. OTE would be to somewhere here. Do I see anything that I can use to key off an entry? Just liquidity pools. Just liquidity pools, because here we have sell side swept, and then over here we have buy side. Like, I'm not really teaching yet, but if you're learning something, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend that this is our destination to learn how to read price charts properly. Once I do start teaching, I am at some point going to go in Swahili only. So kwa ambao mnaona kwamba naongea sana ila hamwelewi ninachokisema, kama umefika mpaka wakati huu, na kushukuru sana kwa kunivumilia, ila muda wetu bado kwa kweli. Vitu kama hivi ndio vinanishtua, kwa sababu kwa nini tumefika mpaka juu ya hapa? Yani huu mstari wa kati tumefunga juu yake. Mimi nikiona tumefunga juu ya mstari wa kati, asilimia kubwa ni kwamba tunaondoka huko huko. Sasa hapa tumefunga juu ya mstari wa kati, afu tumekuja kugeuza moja kwa moja. Kwa hiyo inanitia mawenge sometimes, sababu hata ukiangalia wapi hapa, sio? Kwa mfano hapa hii tumefika kati, tumegeuza. Hii tumeshuka chini, tumefika kati, tumegeuza. Tumeenda tumefika kati, tukaning'inia, tukageuza. Tukajaribu tena kufika kati, tukageuza. Sasa hapa tukaja kuitoboa hii ya kati, tumeipita, tumefunga juu. Tunarudi chini kwenye mitaa hapa. Alafu huyu wa juu ni kwamba nini? Tumefika kati, tumegeuza. Kwa hiyo ninachokitarajia kifuate ni kwamba kwa sababu tumeshafika kwenye hili order block, nitaitafuta tafsiri yake usiwazi. And then I just realized that I lost my English speaking audience for those few minutes. So what happens is, fika hapa, yuko hapi baby, tumegota mara ya kwanza, mara ya pili, leo ni mara ya tatu. Tunaona kama nini, we're closing above the open of this order block. So what do I see? One, I see a rejection block respected here. I see a sweep of liquidity here. I see an order block confirmation. I'm seeing bullish prices on Bitcoin. Where to? Maybe here. First target would be here. So if I had to right now, I would take a buy. I would set my take profit there. I would set my stop loss there for, yeah, 1-to-1 trade. Kama ikitiki sawa, ikigota basi, but this is my idea for Bitcoin. And because this trades 24/7, ndo maana naweza nikakuonyesha like ningeingia hapo sasa. I mean, probably not. I would have to go to a lower time frame to look for a better entry. Let's do that. 30-minute charts. Kwa nini 30 minutes umeruka 1 hour, umeacha sijui ngapi? Because that's where I'm comfortable. Alafu hii natia mawingi kwa hapa, kwa hiyo itabidi nizizime kwanza. Okay, so Asia, London looks like we're gonna reverse. If we are gonna drop to where, I would key my entry off here. Naam. Karibu. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is where you work at.
Yeah, this is the office.
Okay, alright. Mama, we did it.
That's not bad.
How's everything going?
It's okay. How is it?
Buddy, I want that. How do you do that? I never see you the check how to. You know, sometimes I see some videos on YouTube. That's what I can download and I'm going to play there. Like the way you used to do it.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. Society. inanisumbua ile Adam alinielekeza how to do it. Let me show you something. How I do it. Sasa mimi nimetumia another
As you can see, my guy, like, yeah, conditions are conditions. We have to make it work somehow. But this is what it looks like on the 30-minute chart. If I was to zoom in like that, what area of liquidity here looks super defended, so I can reduce my stop loss. Well, there's a gap there that hasn't been traded into, and then there's this low that's like pretty cool swing low, which is backed by fair value gap and another swing low and this breaker structure. So maybe if I trailed my stop loss up to here, could be the weekly open for last week, I would improve my risk to reward ratio, and then I would just, put this somewhere here. Risk to reward becomes 1.8. Okay. If I reduce this, it's almost 2. If I increase this a little bit, call that 1 to 2. That is the Bitcoin trade I would take if I had to trade right now. See, we're below the opening price for the week. There's a fair value gap over there. Price is showing bullishness after retracing into this order block. I'm not saying that it's gonna be 100% correct or anything like that. We could check on it next week. I'm not gonna touch this chart, unlikely. But yeah. That is what I see in the charts on the upcoming week. We'll get there. We'll do everything else. We'll do all that stuff. But for now, I'm gonna close the stream because I've been on this voyage for an hour now. Yeah, hopefully you learned something here. Nobody's sent me a chat, so there's nothing to reply to. I'm just gonna end the stream here, and good luck with the markets next week.